Hey and welcome to a new Let's Replay. This is Legend of Grimrock, as you probably remember from a couple of years ago. This is a game released in 2012 by Almost Human, who went on to make easily the best grid-based dungeon crawler ever, which is Legend of Grimrock 2, which came out in 2014. And as tortured as my Let's Play of that was at times, it was hands down my favourite RPG probably ever. Anyway, we've played this once before. We played it through with a party of 4. But as part of that, we actually unlocked an extra mode through one of the secrets. And that's what we're going to play this time. We're going to take on a challenge. Now, we're going to start a new game. This is going to be challenging enough as it is, so I'm actually going to leave the difficulty on normal. I am, however, a show-off, and we're going to leave old school mode on because I do remember each of these levels, even though I haven't played this game pretty much since we last Let's Played. I've played a couple of maps of it since then, but I haven't played through it since I last Let's Played it. Notwithstanding that, I still remember the maps comfortably, so we're going to leave old school mode on, and I'm going to get my timer open because I'm a professional like this. Okay, and we're going to create our characters. This is important because, well, you may recall... No. There. That's all we need. Mount Grimrock. A towering spire looms above the clouds, a weathered rock that has stood tall for ages, longer than the histories of men have been written. It is a desolate place now, only remembered when things need to be discarded and forgotten. An airship struggles to gain altitude as it floats toward the peak. Four prisoners bound by heavy chains emerge from the ship. The court accuses them of terrible, treasonous deeds, but by the grace of the king their crimes shall be forgiven atop Mount Grimrock. Their final trial is at hand. Numerous prisoners have received their pardons here, yet none have returned to live life in freedom. They are at the very top of the world, and just below them only darkness and justice awaits. Never mind the use of the plural here, guys. It would have been neat if they'd adapted this as well for this game mode. As they are plunged down in the open moor at the peak, their crimes are absolved. Everyone before them has perished in the guts of the mountain, but will you be able to lead them through the dark into the freedom that awaits at the base of Mount Grimrock? Probably not. Let's be honest about this. Probably not. But we're going to bang our head on this wall anyway. Honestly, I'm fairly confident coming into this. I'm very happy coming into this. As you may recall, grid-based dungeon crawler, 90-degree turns. We move one square at a time. I am using my numpad for movement, though I believe it does default to WASD for movement. I can't stand WASD, as I whinge about in almost every game I play. So we're using keypad, which is what I've used in every other dungeon crawler. Alas, oh yeah, and we can hold down the right mouse button and actually look around our world. We can attack, and as you'll see, Toorum is a unique character. Aside from the unique portrait and the decent stats, he's also fast as all get out. And I actually think that I would have had a much easier time doing the speedrun challenge for this game if I'd used him instead of making a party of mantises, but live and learn. As you can see, he is a ranger. He is a unique class. Specifically, this comes with one really awesome bonus. He's a tank. He is also a spellcaster. And so he gets the best of both worlds. Now, I don't know if he actually gets the ability... No, he doesn't have air magic, so he won't be able to cast light. And we can't cast anything until we find a spellcasting item. He can't cast naturally, he needs a tool. First secret, as we may remember. I'm going to go with a fairly light build for Toorum, because we have to balance out inventory management as well as combat. I'm going to make a point of finding the chitin armor wherever it can be found. Pressure plate Potter. Oh yeah. Choose your fate, perish into the cellar, pick up the torch. Let's just pretend that I hadn't done that yet. Whatever will we do? There's a gate there that's teleporting me back. Okay, we'll pick up the torch. Oh, the gate miraculously opened. Okay, we want... I keep thinking there's something here. Grab another one. It never hurts to have extras at this point in the game. Just clothe him. It will be a lot easier to clothe him, of course. And a mace. Oh, sorry, a cudgel, but it's a mace class weapon, which he doesn't actually get to specialize in, I don't think. No, armors, axes, and swords. We're going to specialize in axes because the most powerful weapon in the game is an axe. It is, in fact, Toorum's weapon is an axe. That's where we found his remains that we were able to resurrect in the original playthrough of this, was with an axe. Hopefully that axe remains there. I haven't actually played far enough with Toorum to discover this for myself yet, so we're going to learn together. Unlock that. Alright, so we need another key. Loose rock. There is said rock. And through we go. Get the key. Grab you. Here, buddy. Now, in theory, hopefully these still give off the same amount of experience. They do. Hopefully, obviously I should say, the experience is not going to be shared between 4 people. What are we? Protection 3, protection 2. Get out of here. We have a knife, which is automatically going to do more. No, we're going to stick with the mace since he's equally proficient. Leather boots, protection 4. Evasion 5. We're going to go with the lurker boots because not getting hit is better than mitigating the consequences of being hit in my books. Throwing knife, which is good for pressure plates. Boom! 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 You had one job, Toorum. I hate you. On the bright side, food is not going to be an issue, because, well, we've got the whole dungeon's worth of food for one bloke. We got this. And yes, I realize I am handicapping myself by picking axes over swords, but damage. He's getting worn out, we'll have to rest him soon. I don't expect this to be a huge Let's Play. It's definitely not going to run into 60 odd episodes like the sequel did. Right, so he needs to fly here. You! Just grab the thing that's pit root bread here. Yes. Just nom on that, because as he is exerting himself, he is also building up a hell of an appetite. Let's use that. While we're here. A loincloth, nope. Sandals, no. Another rock. Bait and maggot. Delicacies of the dungeon. We'll grab these, because right now we never have too much stuff to put on a pressure plate. Now I just want to make sure I haven't gone past any secrets on the walls. I'm fairly confident that I have not. But I would rather play it safe because I am mapless. And I've got a pretty good memory of where the chitin armor is and where the axe that I need is. And that's all I really need to care about. But still, pays to be thorough. Now I'm not going to do a sneaky and drop them down the trapdoor because, well, experience points. Toorum, they only turn into experience points if you apply the cudgel to them. Otherwise they just stay snail. There we go. See, they go from snail flavour to experience flavour. Where's the other one? I know there's a loose one. There he is. Boom! Actually, not the least bit bothered by the damage that he does to me. And a critical. Now, if we can just keep hitting him from behind, because there is actually an achievement for backstabbing. And I don't know if we can unlock that as Toorum, but if we can, I'd like to, because, well, it's one more achievement. And my conscience is still nagging at me for the issue I had in Fallout 4, where I accidentally activated all of the achievements with a console command. Well, this was while I was trying to unfuck Far Harbor. Come on. Come on, back that up. No, well, we didn't get that. That wasn't a backstab. Scroll of Fireburst. So, scrolls are cast with runes. When we have a spellcasting item, we'll click on that, and our hand will, that hand will then give us that display of runes. And then we pick the runes that it shows. Unlike the second game, we don't need to pick them in a particular order in this one. It just matters that we've picked the right runes. You need to have a minimum level of... you need to spend a minimum number of points to develop that spellcasting attribute before you can cast the relevant spell. What you can hear there, that hum, that's actually a save crystal that we have near the end of the map. Now, this episode, I reckon we'll go just for this first level. I reckon that'll probably take up to half an hour anyway. There's one blue gem. We don't yet know what we need that for. Alright, so these... if we didn't have these there, then this would be coming down, and we'd use this to open it again, and then it's a thing. I don't care about it. I'll also show you what's down here. That guy, I forgot about him. Come here, experience points. Cap. Take some headwear. Can't hurt. Now there is a sling for these rocks as well. We're not going to bother with it, just like we didn't really bother too much with missile weapons. One thing this game does have that I absolutely love, that I wish Black Crypt and Dungeon Master and Eye of the Beholder had all had, is when you shoot a missile, here I'll show you. You throw a weapon, you pick it back up automatically. You just have to walk over the things that you've thrown in combat and you'll pick them straight up again. And it's the most amazing thing in any dungeon crawler, I reckon. We don't want to do that, we just want to go to sleep now. Is it R? Yes. Let's get some health back, but more importantly get this energy back, because that does affect the damage that we do. Don't ask me for the formula as to how it affects the damage, I just remember that it does. Heal my sight. So this is a puzzle out of... It's actually a puzzle out of Black Crypt. With the gems in the eyes. It's a puzzle from the 3rd level of Black Crypt. The one shaped like a skull. You put the gems into the eyes of the thing on the wall, and then it opens up the room that gives you the path to the crown of seeing the shit that's going to otherwise bend you over and push your shit in the dark. Now, no, you don't take extra fire damage. We're just gonna cheese this. This really is quite obnoxious. Oh, it's actually got a mechanism. I've never actually bothered to look up. It actually has a little mechanism, which I really dig that. I've never actually bothered to examine the doors in this game before. I mean, who stands and admires a door? Well, I do. I think that's absolutely bloody great. We got just a couple of torches here, more than we probably need. You have some sandals, whoever's first. You! Eat my feet. Now what you don't see is, because we don't have fire burst yet, if we could cast fire burst, we'd be doing a lot more damage to this guy. Now, we're not always going to rip and tear through everything like we are on this level. Not even close. This game is going to bend us over about level... I think I have played as Toorum before, just in my own time. And I think the furthest I've gotten is level 6. And I think my issue with level 6 was there is a challenge on that level that I think I had to complete. And it's an absolute nightmare. Hopefully we can progress through the game without it. I think in that case I really wanted a particular piece of armor, which you do need to complete the challenge to get. But unfortunately with one character that challenge is an absolute mindfuck of the highest order. Oh, these things are called herders, by the way. And best I can think of is that they hark back to the screamers of Dungeon Master, which of course was a very early tech demo for this game. But these hark back to the screamers of Dungeon Master, and those snails, I reckon, hark back to the worms, and the meat that they drop is a nod to the worm round. Oddly though, you can't farm screamers, or you can't farm herders in this game. You in fact farm snails later on. Right, this is a tar bead. This is an alchemy thing that we can't use yet. Behind me is a secret wall. This is another gem. This activates the secret. We're just going to get rid of you. Right, another tar bead. And some cave nettle. We're just going to drop another torch. And a dagger. This is a better weapon than the knife. This actually does +5 accuracy. So we're going to hit more often. Do a little bit less damage, but we're going to hit more often. So I'm going to go with this actually. Now we need this because there's a part later in the game where it says no weapons allowed. And I can't remember how early in the game that is. But remembering what we're up against next, I'm actually going to grab this. We want a bludgeoning weapon for the next bit. I saw you, mushroom. Right, you're gone. You're gone. We are not going to run out of light sources. 1 and 2. And in true Eye of the Beholder 2 style, these skeletons do not fuck around. The torch is running low. Crap, actually I don't really care because we can just fall back this way. I don't know why I always make such a big deal of fighting him in that space. We've got a healing crystal here. Come here, buddy. Here, buddy. I love the skeletons in these games. And these guys go from being such intimidating enemies. I remember when I first played through this, these guys were the bane of my existence. These guys are absolutely bloody nothing though. Right. So we're gonna get you. Oh, we have to choose between a shield and light at this stage of the game. Right, so what I'm gonna do is show you this. What do? I need to actually hover over it. There we go. Doors of iron. Great rewards can be found behind these doors. To gain access, look carefully for small details and use your wits. So there's basically an iron door like this on every map, and each one has its own puzzle. This is the easiest one. Small details is loose rocks. A whitewood wand. This is a spellcasting item. We need spellcraft of 1 in order to use it. So we'll put 1 point into spellcraft. We've already got points in axes, so it makes a lot of sense to stick with that rather than wasting those 5 points. And we can already wear light armor. I hadn't even noticed that. So we want that, and what do we want for... We want 2 points into fire magic. And we might as well put the other point into spellcraft itself and get that extra point of willpower, because that also affects our energy. Right, so what do you have to say for yourself? This magical staff is a powerful weapon when wielded by a potent mage, which we are not. This magical staff is a useful stopgap when wielded by the fumbling cantrip caster. So we can cast Fireball or Fire Burst. It's actually a really useful AoE spell. What do we want? Oh, we actually want that one. Oh, we don't have enough energy to cast that yet. Are we going to be able to cast it? I have a feeling that we actually... Oh, hello. Dream sequence! Ellipsis. What is happening? A collective dream? Ellipsis. Oh, I know you. I know what you seek. The Grail. Look for me down below and I might help you. Actually, I think I made the Grail pun last time as well. I'm terrible. I'm a dad, I'm allowed to be terrible. Okay. Not skilled enough to cast it yet. So we can't cast light yet. Gonna go with the thing and the shield at this point. We don't need you anymore. We're looking reasonably good for, you know, Dungeony McDungeon face. Crystal of Life, touch to regain health and restore life. Restoring life isn't such a big deal. If we die, we're fucked. There isn't another party to haul our ass to the crystal. Scroll of Poison Cloud. Now, can we cast you yet? Okay, so we can. That's a handy spell, said no one ever. You can cast that. The way we were fighting that herder earlier... I'll wait for it to disperse. Right. So the way we were fighting that herder earlier, where we would... I'll show you. We were fighting this herder back here. You can actually open that, cast that, drop that. They're not very bright. They will stand in that and take damage. The caveat though is if they take enough damage to die whilst from that, we won't get experience from them dying from our poison cloud. So you got to decide whether or not it's worth being a sneaky bastard. Obviously in my case it is. It always is. It's never not. But 20 minutes in, and that's actually a really good episode length, 20 minutes. We finished level 1. So we're going to leave it here. We're going to quick save and a regular save. You can see actually, was this? Oh no, this is today. You can see last time I played through this actually was that was for words. That was for the I can't even think of the words now. That was a mod, I think. That was a party I put together to look for the as part of the thing to get all the secrets in the game. There's an achievement for that. That was when I checked out the Into the Dungeon mod, and this was when I last Let's Played it, which was December 2015. So almost 3 years to the day from when I put this down on YouTube. I'm picking it up again. Create new file. We will call this RP01. And there we go. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you all next episode. But until then, cheers.